guys, it's Cookie and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving a bunch of tips on how to buy Beanie Boos. I get a bunch of questions on my videos asking where I buy Beanie Boos, how I get bundles, and a bunch of other things to do with buying Beanie Boos. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about everything to do with buying Beanie Boos. Now, I do want to quickly mention one thing because some of these tips may not apply to everyone depending on where you live. All of my tips in this video are going to be based on my experiences buying Beanie Boos. And obviously I live in Australia, so things may be different in other countries. So please just keep this in mind while I go through these tips. So the first thing, and probably the most common question I get, is where do I buy my Beanie Boos? Apart from new releases, I usually buy all my Beanie Boos secondhand, and I buy them on either eBay or Facebook Marketplace. eBay is really great for finding rarer Beanie Boos, but they do tend to be a little bit more expensive as people normally know values on eBay. I've been able to buy basically all of my really rare Beanie Boos on there. I bought both Kiwi and Cookie, as well as Beanie Boos such as Frost and Cleo the Lemur off of eBay, as well as a bunch of Claire's and Justice exclusives. I do like to buy Beanie Boos off eBay because they're usually in better condition. They're also more likely to have tags on eBay if that's something you care about. Facebook Marketplace is also a really amazing place to find rare Beanie Boos, but they're a little bit harder to find. On Facebook Marketplace, people usually don't know values as well, so you can get rare Beanie Boos for really cheap. I was able to find Kara the Sea Turtle, which is a SeaWorld exclusive, on Facebook Marketplace, and I got her brand new with tags for $8. And I see her go for $90 on eBay, which is just so crazy. And every now and then, you'll find a Beanie Boo collector selling their whole collection, and you can get some really great deals. Through Facebook Marketplace, I've been able to get amazing deals such as the one with Kara. I was also able to find Beanie Boos such as Henry, Maypole, the Canadian exclusives, as well as Bubblegum the Lemur. However, Beanie Boos that are sold on Facebook Marketplace are more likely to be in a bit worse condition, especially if they're not being sold by a Beanie Boo collector. They're usually a little bit worn down because they are played with. But it is a really great place to find really cheap Beanie Boos and Beanie Boo bundles. Almost all of the Beanie Boo bundles I've boxed on my channel have been from Facebook Marketplace, and usually prices range from $20 to $80 for massive bundles of like 50 Beanie Boos. Again, I'm not sure if that applies to everywhere in the world, but here in Australia, Beanie Boos can be super cheap. I swear sometimes I see brand new Beanie Boos that only were released a year before on Facebook Marketplace, and they still have tags and are in perfect condition, and they literally sell for $5, which is basically half of retail price. So if you have access to eBay and Marketplace, I definitely recommend using them. I also recommend saving the search Beanie Boos or Beanie Boo on eBay, because after you save the search and go off the app, the next time you go in the app, it shows you all of the new listings instead of just showing you the same ones over and over again. I don't know if I explained that very well, but basically there will be like a little blue dot that appears next to the saved search, and it just tells you that there's new listings for that search. Now the next thing is how to get Beanie Boos for cheap. Again, I definitely recommend Marketplace because Beanie Boos are so much cheaper on there. And I'm also pretty sure that Mercari is a really good place for Beanie Boos if you're wanting cheaper ones secondhand. But I'm not 100% sure because Mercari isn't available in Australia, so I've never used it. Really, the only way you can get cheap Beanie Boos is finding listings that have Beanie Boos for cheap. Kind of just have to look through the listings that are available on whatever site you're looking and just find the cheap ones. Sometimes there's listings of Beanie Boos that have come out only a couple years ago and they're like not rare at all and they're for $40. but sometimes you find really rare Beanie Boos for only a couple dollars. So you really just kind of have to filter through them and really look. Also, I definitely recommend going to thrift stores, secondhand shops, and garage sales. Again, speaking from experience, Australian thrift shops don't really have the best Beanie Boo ranges, but sometimes you can get lucky. Over in America, it looks like they're very good places to shop for them, and you can find some pretty rare Beanie Boos there. If you live in the UK, I think you actually have a really good chance of finding rare Beanie Boos, especially on Facebook Marketplace. A couple times I've changed my location to either the UK or the US just to have a look at what Beanie Boo listings look like over there. And oh my god, the amount of rare Beanie Boos I saw, I wish I could just like live there for one day so I could get all the Beanie Boos and then fly back to Australia. If you live in the UK or the US, I definitely recommend checking Facebook Marketplace. Anyways, back to the thrift shops and garage sales. I also think that just garage sales are so good for finding little things. And even if you don't find Beanie Boos themselves, you might be able to find other things for Beanie Boos, such as mini foods or even doll play sets that could fit Beanie Boos. Usually people sell stuff really cheap at garage sales because they need the stuff gone. So if you have the chance, definitely give it a try because you never know what you're gonna find. Another tip I have is to kind of research the value of Beanie Boos. Sometimes I see listings for a Beanie Boo that are like $40 and then I see the exact same Beanie Boo in the exact same condition for only $20. Sometimes people really overestimate how much Beanie Boos are worth and will price them super high for no reason at all, when you could get the same Beanie Boo for a much cheaper price. I mean, if you really want the expensive one, go for it, buy it, but definitely try and compare options. It can be really helpful to compare Beanie Boo listings because sometimes you save a bunch of money on a Beanie Boo, which will then help you figure out how much you actually should be spending on the Beanie Boo. And I was trying to buy Shamu, the SeaWorld exclusive. I was looking everywhere on eBay for her, and I was about to buy one that was $40, and right under that listing there was one for $15. I saved $25 just by looking at another listing. Definitely don't buy the first listing you see of a Beanie Boo and have a look around. And again, I'm sorry I keep talking about eBay and Facebook Marketplace in particular, but that's just what I use the most. But sometimes you might find a listing on eBay of a Beanie Boo that's super expensive and then you find it on Facebook Marketplace for much cheaper. So definitely try multiple platforms as well. Don't just look at all the listings on eBay because there might just be one that is cheaper on a different platform. I think that is all I can say for this video. I hope that these tips help you out and weren't too repetitive. I feel like I talked a lot about Facebook Marketplace and eBay, but I'm definitely basing these tips off my personal experiences. So if you have any further questions or need me to clarify something, definitely let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!